Warning.
You are now tuned in to 7 Mile Radio. 7 Mile Radio.
What is going on, everybody? It's your boy Mark D, man, and we are live right here with another Business Spotlight podcast. And today we have a real good friend of mine who is no stranger at all to the platform. You've seen him on the air with me several times, man. In fact, every year he has this real big event that he does, and we're going to talk a little bit about it in a minute. But we have none other than the gun nut himself, my man's Rick Ector from Rick's Firearm Academy of Detroit is in the airwaves with me. What's going on with you, brother?
Hey man, hey, just trying to make it happen, man. It's that time of the year. Put it on the calendar last weekend in July. I want it to become synonymous with free firearm shooting lessons for women. That's what I want. I want to make it one of those dates that people highlight as opposed to just randomly picking a day that looks good, that works. No, let's standardize it and make it the last weekend in July.
Right, right. And as we said, this is something that you have done now. How many years have you done this consecutively? I want to throw a random number out there and say somewhere around 8 years, maybe. How long have you been doing it?
Man, 8. Okay. I've been doing this will be the 12th
The
annual.
12th annual. See, I shortchanged you. I should have never known.
And I want to make sure that we make a denotation that it is also the 12th consecutive because we didn't take any
Consecutive.
years off, man.
Most definitely. Even with all of the hiccups and things that, people trying to throw obstacles in your way, you still made it happen and made it a
Man,
successful
20,
event every year.
2020, a lot of people didn't do their event that year, man, but
Most
we
definitely.
found a way to get it done and to do it safely and didn't have any issues, no outbreaks, nobody got sick, and we kept on rolling, man. As a matter of fact, that was the most attended year for this event, man. We almost cracked 2,000,
Wow.
1,938,
So how
you're
do you do this, man? You teaching almost 2,000 women in a time span of how many? Like, is this the whole weekend or was it 2 weekend? How long
it's
was it?
it's one it's one weekend, man. It's one weekend, two gun ranges simultaneously. That means, at the same time. It takes a little bit of coordination. It takes a lot of planning, a lot of effort. And if some social media channel doesn't want to show you love, you got to find a way to get it done anyway.
Yeah,
Because I'm
most
thinking
definitely.
no one is seeing. I'm thinking no one is seeing my posts in the public stream area. Where you can see what people are doing on Facebook and see if you want to join in. Well,
Hmm.
I don't think anyone is seeing my posts there, but I guess if you go to my page, you'll see that I've been very active promoting this event, man. I've been hitting everybody up. I've got links to the interview I did a couple of days ago with Fox 2 News and with Channel 62 CBS. But unless you were watching and you somehow see my link in the feed, I'm guessing people don't see it because what's the term? I may be so-called shadow banned. They might be
Right.
cutting down my
Right,
visibility.
right. Yeah, they seem to do that to a lot of us who actually have content that's worthy of being, that's good content that people need to see. I'll say it like that. As opposed to you see a lot of stuff that goes viral real easily that this kind of is a detriment. I'll say it like that. It's just not good content that they allow to float around here. So I don't understand why they treat people like us like they do. But about the shooting event that you do every year. Now, of course, I've asked you before several times, but for the sake of the people who just started following the platform, maybe yesterday, they don't know what is the whole reason why you centered this event around free training for women.
I get that question a lot, man. There's even a couple of guys that will be so emboldened to ask me, "Well, why are you just doing it for women?" And well, it goes back to how I got the idea to do this event. Literally 12 years ago, man, I saw a television news story on the local news about a woman's body that was found just laying on the street, man. And it wasn't like she just fell out. She had some assistance. Somebody attacked her. Someone partially disrobed her and raped her and left her, to die, man. And that was my motivation. That's what inspired me to do something to somehow address that problem, man. And I was able to convince five other fellow firearms trainers, man, to enjoy me for the first iteration of this event. And it was six of us all together, man. And we talked the gun range and they're letting us use their facility for free. And I just put it out on social media, man. I said, hey, if there are any women out there that want to learn how to shoot, hey, check out this link, come to this location, and free of charge. When I say free, I mean free. I don't mean almost free or kind of free or donation. No, it's come in and we'll take care of everything. You'll be provided with one-on-one supervision instruction with a firearms instructor. You'll receive a gun for you to use, ammunition to shoot, a target to hang, hearing protection, eye protection, and a target to shoot at. I mean, all it's free. All you have to do is just show up. And
Okay.
I just can't have as many people as I would like to be there show up at one time. I used to do it that way, but this event has grown so popular in recent years that you just can't just pop your fingers and say, hey, 800, 900, 1,000, eleven
Right.
hundred, 1,200,
Because I mean, you said you had
1,900.
2,000 women at one event. Was that you said was that the 2021 or last year?
That was the 2020 one.
Okay.
The first gun range that we did on that Saturday, we did over at Recoil. We did 1,200 that Saturday,
Hmm.
and then all we needed was, we were hoping for 2,000. Well, our goal that year was 1,500, believe it or not, and
Hmm.
we ended up almost getting 2,000. And so we got 2,000, well, almost 2,000 done, man, and after COVID abated, following year, it went back to the normal growth pattern that we had been experiencing since we launched this event. So right now, we look at 1,500 as being a worthy goal, man. But hey, life happens, man. Now I think I'm shadow banned on Facebook, so
Yeah,
I
man.
didn't find that, and
They want to
so
prevent us from getting spreading our word and our information, and most of all making money, right? That they don't get a cut in on. So that's I think that's what that's about. But um, it's a gun training class, right now. What is the difference between this and an actual CPL class? 'Cause some people may feel, some people may hear gun training, and that's what they immediately feel like it is a CPL training class. So, what is the difference between what you're doing here with the ladies and an actual CPL class? Because I do know that you offer those services as well, correct?
that is correct. I do offer both services, but understand that there are some significant differences between the two. In a
Mm-hmm.
CPL class, it's a full 8 hours plus in a class where you're taught everything that the statute requires you to know. Not only do you have to shoot a firearm, you have to shoot it, a considerable number of times. This familiarization class we're only going to shoot approximately 21 times. It's only a 2 hour adventure. If you show up, you register and show up for our shooting experience this weekend, you're going to get a range safety briefing where you'll be familiarized with what you're going to do and some very basic fundamental firearm safety. Once you go through that informational session, I'm envisioning 30 to 45 minutes. Then you'll be paired up one on one with the firearms instructor and you'll shoot, say, 21 times. A full fledged CPL class, man. You're going to be there the whole day. And there'll be some legal expert who will come in. And if the way I teach it is any clue as to how it should be done, on paper, it's an hour, but it can easily be an hour and a half. And if you truly want to do the class justice, it could actually be 2 hours plus. So, you know, it's, contrary to what some people out in the public would have you believe, uh, this class, the CPL class, if you get it done by a proper instructor, he's going to ensure that you are aware of your duties, rights, and your responsibilities. I would look at this free training as a familiarization, as a getting started, first steps. This is a gun. This is how you handle it. This is some basic fundamental safety rules you shouldn't violate to make sure that you're safe. And you get in, you get trained, and if you are curious about pursuing your education further, there's a plethora of firearms instructors that'll be there who'll be more than willing to talk to you about what they offer and what you would learn if you are so willing to sign up for their full-fledged 8-hour plus course.
Okay. Well, yeah, that's basically for people that were wondering, right? This is not a CPO class. It just gave you the difference between what this is and what a full blown CPO class would be. Now, would there be is there any kind of transfer over to where if they do come to this free training event that they get I don't want to say a discount or what I mean. Is it some kind of transferable credits? I want to say it like that into a CPL
Man, I
class
don't
or
know. There may be some specials that the gun ranges may offer in terms of discounts, man. Look, man, look, a free training, man. I mean, it doesn't get freer than that, man. I
most definitely,
mean,
most definitely.
and the one thing, I want to make sure that just because it's free doesn't mean that there's no expenses that are being spent.
Most
I mean,
definitely.
just the fact that I have the full reign of two gun ranges for 2 days, that costs, right? But attendees don't have to pay for that. Renting a gun, that costs. Ammunition, that costs. Targets, it
Targets,
adds up.
the ears,
Ammunition,
the eyes,
eyes
everything.
and ears. I mean, a lot of money is being spent on this event. We just haven't passed on any of those fees to any of the women that we're inviting to come out, to this program. It's free. It's
Yeah,
free.
because it's just
12th,
like
12th
it's
year.
12th year, right? 12th year in a row
12th year,
that we've done this.
over 7,500 trained in those 12 years. If
That
I
was
can get another 1,500, if I can hustle and work it and get over, I feel like I'm being shadow banned on Facebook, man, because
yeah, me too, man, me too,
I
man.
had a news story on Channel 62 and Channel 2 this past weekend, so I'm trying to get the word out. I mean, hey, I'm with you. My man's on, let's make it happen, man. 7 Mile Radio. Let's do it.
Yep, and we're here, man. I see a couple of ladies that's putting some hearts in the comments, so hopefully they can get some information from you as far as signing up. Speaking of, where can they find that information as far as signing up for any of the classes?
Look, I'm not going to tell you to go to any Facebook pages. I do have a Facebook page up, but man, I think they're trying to block my action. It's a good thing that I have a secondary site, man. It's my blog, legallyarmedindetroit.com. Legallyarmedindetroit.com. First article, first post at the top is another reposting of my original post with the sign up links. You have the 2 days to choose from, two ranges to choose from, and you have several time blocks to choose from. You can go 7 to 9, 9 to 11, 11 to 1, 1 to 2:30, or 2:30 to 4, and I think there's a 4:30 to 6. So I have multiple time slots across multiple days, Saturday and Sunday, multiple gun ranges. If you don't care what range it is, just go to one range. If you are particular about what time you want to be there, if you have other obligations, you can schedule it around it. So multiple times, multiple gun ranges, multiple days. I mean, it is the ultimate in flexibility.
All righty, all righty. Yeah, and I can appreciate you, man, for putting this together. I know I tell you this every year, but every year we always have influx of a spike in crimes, or I just see a lot of crimes involving women where they're the victims of gun violence. Just over this past few months, I know you recall seeing a couple of news stories where a young lady was abducted at her job at the hospital, right? And
Yeah, man.
found her in the trunk, and several others that kind of mirror that exact same situation. So, this as far as a CPL class, this is not, but this is you helping to solve the problem of so many women having the lack of gun training or any kind of experience of knowing how to protect themselves in the event that they need to.
When you mention such heinous stories about, like the woman you just mentioned that was referenced where she was killed, man. I mean, when something like that happens, typically the best that people can hope for is that the families are somehow comforted and that law enforcement brings the bad guys to justice, man. And that's usually the best that can be done. Well, I have another solution. How about train and empower women to protect themselves so that when at any point and in any location at any hour of the day, if they have their wits about them, if they have been diligent about buying a gun and lawfully carrying it, getting a concealed pistol license, and being ready, willing, and able to use it, I would much rather see a story about a woman protecting herself by shooting a rapist, carjacker, or criminal than to see another story about another woman being found dead, through
Absolutely,
no
absolutely.
fault of her own.
And that's why, like I said, I commend you. Every year that you do this, it's really important for our community specifically. Like I said, we see these kind of crimes over and over and over again every year, and it's always the question of what can we do to stop this. We need to stop this, and all of these type of conversations that we have. But apparently, not enough is being done if it keeps happening over and over again. And this is one of the best things that I've heard to be a solvent to that issue, as opposed to just the continued conversation that we always have when we have these kind of tragedies happen.
Yeah,
So
we have had some stories in the media in the recent past, man, where bad guys failed in their victim selection process and they picked the wrong woman, and that woman had a gun and was armed and actually used it and actually shot some bad guys, man.
yeah,
There are some people out there who are not going to like my message. My message is, hey, I have a solution. Yeah, I understand it's not for everyone, but hey, why not at least explore the possibility of you going to a gun range for free,
for
learning
free.
how to shoot, and yeah, for free. All it's going to cost you is time. I shudder at the thought of what I waste time on from time to time, man. And it's like, man, why did I commit to go to this place? Why did I go here? Look, this is easily, I'm going to tell you, easily a very fun activity. It's a very safe activity. It's an educational activity. You're going to learn something. And as a matter of fact, you're going to meet people. You're going to meet firearms instructors and you're going to meet fellow students such as yourself. It's not uncommon for people to meet other women at this event and keep in touch as they go on their own self journey of discovery and learning more about guns and personal protection. One thing people have a problem with is finding someone they know that they're willing to go to the gun range with. They don't
Hmm.
even know who to ask, and some people are scared to ask other people, "Are you a gun owner?" In certain areas, man, and in certain spaces, there seems to be a little bit of a stigma,
A
believe it or not,
taboo about it, right? Yeah.
yeah, a stigma about being a gun owner and having a CPL and taking a gun with you everywhere you legally can do so. I got over that stigma myself personally when a couple people had the nerve to shove a gun in my face about 16, 17 years ago, which caused me to change a few things. But Some people think I got carried away and became a firearms instructor, but that's okay.
I wouldn't
I'm
call it
here
carried away,
today.
man. You the best that I've encountered, man, and so I wouldn't say that you overdone it, man. And you know that I've personally been to your class many times. You know what I mean, over the years when renewing my CPL to just wanting to be entertained by your knowledge again. You know what I mean. So I'll say that you have one of the most thorough and not that, I can't even say one of the most like I've been around searching, but I mean as far as what I would consider that you give a very very thorough class, and your information is very valid from everywhere that I've searched as far as anything that you've told me. So even the legal advice, when when you have firearms legal come in and give the students the firearm insurance and all of the education as far as that is concerned. You know what I mean? That's something that I haven't heard anybody else say to me that was offered to their CPO classes that I know that have them. It was just people that just
Well,
wanted to
you know, I tell
run
you,
take
man.
people's
Look,
money basically.
well, look, man. I appreciate the kind words you have to say about me, but as far as the legal aspect of it, man, many people may be surprised that an actual real life incident, when it happens, when it's over, the aftermath has just begun. If you were to watch a movie or a TV show, the movie is over when the bad guy is arrested or the bad guy, is in the struggle and loses the fight. Well, no, that's not the end of the real story. If there's a situation and you end up prevailing and there's a bad guy who's injured and heaven forbid is killed, then that's the start of the new movie. The new movie starts with you being read your rights. The new movie starts with you being arrested. The new movie starts with you being interrogated. The new movie is about your information being sent to the county prosecutor for that prosecutor to determine whether you did anything wrong, and if so, for charges to be levied against you and for you to sit in judgment by a jury of your peers. And so I would definitely say if anyone is serious, going down this road about carrying a firearm, that you definitely do right by yourself and get some good instruction and training in that area. But that's down the road relative to what I'm proposing women do this weekend. This weekend, I'm not going to throw a 2 hour legal lecture at you. No, what I want to do is for you to come in, for you to have a group session in which we give some very valid, valuable, and pertinent information about carrying a gun and how to use it. Match you up one on one with a vetted firearms instructor. You're going to shoot about 20, 21 times at a target. We're going to finish shooting. We're going to take that target down. You're going to take a picture with it, admire your handiwork, and go back out and look at some of the vendors and some of the things that people are offering. Probably not for free, but the overall event is free. But if you're a gun owner and you're looking at possibly becoming a gun owner, there'll be people there with some things that you might be interested in buying. So, look, it's going to be a great experience. I enjoy teaching it. This is my 12th consecutive year. We've trained over 7,500 thus far. And despite, I believe, me being shadow banned, I still want to get 1,500 people, women, at this event coming up this Saturday and Sunday, just to make sure that we're on the same timeline and someone's not viewing this video in the future. We're talking about 2023. We're talking about July 29th, July 30th, Saturday, Sunday of the year 2023. All the registration links are at my blog, legallyarmedindetroit.com. Anytime I post something on my blog, I'll repost the announcement about this free class because I want it to be the first item at the top of the list that you see when you go to my blog, legallyarmedindetroit.com.
All right, man. I'm gonna put that website up on the screen for everybody to see while you up there on the screen there. And yeah, everybody that's tuned in right now, whether it's right now or after we are live, make sure that you go to legallyarmedindetroit.com. Click the links. I'm actually going to put a blog up when we get over here off of the air. I'm gonna go to your website and kind of take the information off there and make another blog and post it again. So we'll
Oh
have that
man,
on both
awesome,
websites. So
man.
legally armed
Appreciate it.
in Detroit, my man's Rick Ector is training another. Well, we don't put no number out there, but we're training another year. This is the 12th year of a women's free training event. So make sure that y'all go out there and check the brother out. Now you said these is gonna be at what two ranges? Just again, I know you got the links on your website, but what just so
Right.
pace
But
case
the
people want to Google them.
recoil firearms, which is in Taylor, and then there's the other range that I've been using for the last 4 or 5 years now. It used to be known as Top Gun Shooting Sports, but I'm probably breaking new information to a lot of people. That gun range literally changed hands and ownership. Someone literally bought this gun range within the last few days, and it's a new
Hmm.
owner, new organization have bought the gun range. However, despite the change in ownership, this event is still rolling. The new owner is well aware of the fact of this event, and he wants to see it happen this weekend without any hiccups. And so I'm continuing to do what I'm doing. I'm still referring to it as Top Gun Shooting Sports. I don't think they changed the website yet. I looked not too long ago, and it was still Top Gun Shooting Sports. But at some
Okay.
point in time, they're going to flip the switch and change the signs and change the web address. So I want to keep everybody on the same page. When you sign up for the links, whether it's at Top Gun or what I'm calling Top Gun Shooting Sports or Recoil Firearms, the links are all there for Saturday, Sunday, all throughout the day in 2 hour increments. Choose the date, time, and range that is most advantageous for you. If you get to a point, and hopefully I hope it happens soon, hate to say it, but I mean it, where links stop working because they're full, then you'll have to keep going until you find one that's still open.
All right. All right. Well, y'all heard it, man. My man's Rick Ector is like I'll give you the word, man. He's the best CPL instructor in the city, man. I don't know
Hey man,
anybody that's
thank
more
you for saying
knowledgeable
that. I
than that.
appreciate you.
And as far as a teaching event where you want to learn how to teach, learn how to shoot firearms, handle firearms, this will be the guy that you want to learn from, man. So just look him up. Credentials is all over the web. He's been all over the news, and he's been all over the country and all kinds of. Well, aren't you? What position are you in the NRA now? I thought you were in you had a new spot or
Yeah,
something.
I was 2 months ago. Was it two? Yeah, April. In April, I was elected to the board of directors of the National Rifle
That
Association.
part, right? So, yeah,
Right,
this
but I
this
didn't come here to talk about that,
Oh
man.
no,
No,
I'm
no,
just
no.
I'm just yeah, that's my job to brag about you, Rick. That's my job. I gotta
I
tell everybody about everything that's good about you, man. So go ahead and go to the
appreciate
website,
it.
everybody, and like I said, go to the register for these free gun classes. You want to take advantage of it, especially the women who don't have any gun training. I mean, some of you are maybe even scared of guns. You know what I'm saying? You're frightened about firearms, and those are you're probably the main one that needs to learn and be comfortable with firearms because it's people like you that the predators look for to victimize. So you want to
I'm
get
glad you
yourself.
brought that up, man, because there's another component to this. Even if you are a gun owner and you've shot before, and even if you have a CPL that's currently still valid, right?
Mm,
Many people are less than diligent with their practice. Let
right.
me ask, let me throw a question out
Oh,
to
don't
you.
ask me, Rick. Don't ask me,
Let
Rick.
me get
Don't
some,
ask me, Rick.
let's get
Don't.
some interactivity between me and you, man. Okay. And if you want to say, if you don't want to answer, just hang your head in shame and don't answer. But when was the last time you've been to the gun range to shoot, man?
Too long, man. Too long, man. It's been way too long, Rick. It's been way too long. I
and
need to
so,
go
and so, and
practice.
so, and so,
It's been over 2 months,
let me
man.
ask you this: once you've achieved mastery over your firearm, how often should you go to the gun range?
I would say
At
twice
a
a month
minimum,
at least.
at least, you could go twice a month, but at least once a month for sure.
Hmm.
And why? And look at it. I'm doing this back and forth with you. Why do you need to go at least once a month?
Because if you don't practice it, you lose the skill. You know, It can you
Exactly.
can lose it. You know, you
It's
think
a
with your aim.
depreciable skill.
Yeah.
It's like riding a bicycle. Like you probably haven't rode a bicycle in decades, right?
Right.
But if I put a bicycle in front of you and say, "Hey, man, I got this 100 for you. If you can ride to the corner and back," you probably could do it, right?
Right.
So, shooting a gun accurately is different. If you
It's a lot
don't
different.
regularly shoot, you will lose that ability. And so here's my proposition I'm throwing out to the women that have shot before and do own guns, and probably some of them already have concealed pistol license. It's probably been a minute since you practiced like you're supposed to, and so I'm not going to put on my my teacher's growl and snare, but I'm like, hey, if you need to, you have a gun, you've been to the CPL class, you have a CPL, you know what? You probably haven't shot lately. Come on and shoot for free on me at the gun range.
Yeah, I don't see why anybody would turn that down, man. You know what I'm saying? It's fun. It's a nice stress relief, and then it's educational. You know, and at the end of the day, you are learning how to protect yourself. In this day and age, we need people that will be willing to go out of their way like yourself and give people this education and knowledge.
Oh man, look again. Thanks for that. But look, I want to recognize and spotlight, my prospective students for this event, man. I really want to push it, and I'm trying to like let people know if some woman happens to see this broadcast and she feels that it doesn't apply to her, I'm going to suggest and ask if you would take this episode and either tag people that you know who might be interested or could be given a benefit from their participation. If it's on some of the socials like Facebook and Instagram and Twitter, retweet it or re-like it, repost it, do all those things to help get the
Get the
word
word
out.
out.
Because right now I think I'm up against, I think I'm being shadow banned right now. I think I am, but I'm still not. You know what? I could throw my hands up and say I quit. No, I'm not. What am I going to do? I'm going to send out a ton of press releases tonight. I have other venues that I need to talk to, other people who can help pass the word along, repost it, retweet it, what have you. But help me get the word out, even if you don't want it. But you know what? Odds are you being the viewer who hasn't been to the gun range in at least a month, yeah, you should take me up on the offer and you should go too.
Yep. I'm there. You just reminded me that I haven't been in a while, so I'll definitely be making me a trip over there to you to play around in the range for a minute. So, and then I might, and I want to stop up there Sunday and get some coverage of you as well. So I know I got some things to do Saturday, but Sunday, I'll slide up there and see which one of those ranges you are at, so I can get some interviews and some perspective from some of the students that you've taught that day.
Yeah, typically I'm bouncing between each range. I got
Oh, okay.
somebody to serve as a overall manager of the event at the other range, but it's
Okay.
good to have a presence at both locations. Pop in, pop out, see what's going on. Maybe something that shows up or happens I need to like address or take a look at. But you know what? Two locations. Yes, it's twice the work. It's twice the work. But you know what? In the aftermath, it's twice the joy of another well ran event with new people being introduced to firearms. And if it's not new people, it's helping people who have had some experiences brush up on their skills and to be made sharper. I would hope that no one would have anything negative happen to them. But I haven't been watching the news for about a good solid week since I've been in full promotion mode. But I'm sure some bad things are still happening out there every day. And
Most
one
definitely.
of the one of the things about the news, man, they can't run a news story on everything that actually happens. When we look at the news and when they go with the one story just to highlight that one story, man, there's several others that happened that day that they just really didn't have time for. But
Hmm.
I'm not preaching ill on Detroit. I mean, it's the city of my birth. I've lived here all my life, 55 years, man. And you know what? I'm probably not going to leave, right? And I'm probably going to still keep carrying a gun and hope for the best. But I couldn't imagine how some people just wing it and just trust that nothing's going to happen, man. Because
Yeah, I can't, man, I can't. This day and age, and then on top of that, you can't have nothing. The cost of living is going up. Some people are, going lower down on the financial totem pole, and getting more desperate and willing to do any and everything to get whatever they can. You know what I mean? So, I'd rather not be a victim of one of those type of people.
yeah, I definitely have empathy and sympathy for people who are in a bad situation, but I think that there's also a certain class of people out there who didn't need high inflation to force them to engage in crime. I mean, you've been here a good while, probably all your life, like I have. Detroit's always been a rough place, but
Absolutely.
given the extra set of circumstances, like the economy and prices and inflation, crime, it's just calls for us to be more diligent and more responsible in terms of safeguarding ourselves and the people we care about. If
Being
you have
more
family,
proactive about
you
preventing
have
these
loved
things.
ones, you want to protect them. Understand too that in most cases we can't sit, watch, and babysit somebody 24 hours a day. Right? We do what we can, man. And if you're a guy out there and there's a woman in your life that you care about, maybe it's a significant other, maybe it's a woman, or maybe your adult children, or maybe it's your mother, aunts, grandmother. I have grandmothers that show up to this event, man, and I don't turn anybody away. You show up, I'm gonna train you.
Yeah, man, I've seen it, Rick, and I can't wait to the event. I want to come, like I said, and get some coverage and be a part of that event, like I am all the time, man, and see what's going on with the students that you have up there this year.
Hey man, your door is always open. You're always welcome, man. Come on in, see what's happening. Take some pictures, take some video. Maybe talk to some people after they shot. Maybe get them to compare and contrast what their mind was like before they shot, and compare it in the aftermath, and see if there was any discernible difference. Did they learn anything? Did their opinions about anything change? Or here's my proposition too. If after you've gone through the event, and I'm talking to the participants,
Right,
and if they find that they still don't like it, well, okay, that's still a good thing. That's a good thing because you know that you still have to protect yourself, your family, and your home, and you're not really keen after having shot. And there's a really, really small percentage of people that feel that way, but at least you'll know for sure that this gun thing is not for you and that you need to figure out another solution. And that other solution, who knows? It could be not hanging out with people of questionable character. It could be to stop going certain places. It could be not going out after a certain time. It might even entail you, leaving your neighborhood and leaving for a better one. Hey, there's a lot of different ways to protect yourself. A gun is only just one.
right, absolutely. As always, man, I appreciate your time, man, and your efforts, your services, and your knowledge, man. You sharing it with the people and then getting us educated on guns and gun handling, gun rights, the legal aspect of it, and everything that you do, brother. I appreciate you and all the help you've given me personally and all of that, man. So, um,
Man, look, let me heap the praise on you, man. With all the things that you're doing and all the ventures you have going on, I truly appreciate you taking a moment out of your day to accommodate me to help me publicize and promote this event for women. You're definitely, one of the people out there that folks are always talking about. Like, hey, did you see what Mark D posted the other day? But it seems like now you are spending some time getting other people some shine, and you got other people in your organization with their own shows. So you're
yeah,
kind
man,
of like
that's
slowly becoming the man behind the counter,
I'm trying to.
making other people stars.
Yeah, I'm trying to build a team, man, and train people as well. Just like you training people with the guns, I'm trying to train people with the media. You know what I mean? So we can have more independent journalists out here and podcasters and people that can help spread the information that our people need to know in our community. So yep, same thing, man. Expanding,
Oh,
training, growing.
well, look, man, keep doing what you're doing, man. Maybe you'll make some of these other people that you have with their own shows as well known as you are, man, because you've had some real hits on those videos, man.
Yeah,
Quite a few of your videos went viral, man, and people had to stop and take notice. Hey, who is this guy in Detroit turning out this viral content?
yep. I'm on the news every summer, man. Just about every summer. So yep. But we are going to, like I said, man, see you on Saturday and Sunday. And like I said, I'm about to get off here and post this blog on the website so I can help you spread the word and keep pushing that link out to the people on my page and my platform so we can get you
All
all
right,
full
I
up to
mean,
date.
I'm going to even keep pushing it on Facebook, even though I'm starting to believe that I've been shadow banned. But look,
I believe you told us that, sir. Yeah, yeah,
man,
they
look,
tripping on us out here.
You know what? I'm not gonna say my feelings are hurt, but I don't appreciate it. But
Yeah, I feel
what
the
do
same way, brother. Trust me, I know exactly how you feel. They do me the same way.
all right, man. Hey, enjoy yourself. Thank you for the time. Thanks for getting me on, man. Push them links for me, man. I appreciate it. You're a hell of a guy, and I definitely appreciate the interview. And we'll get back together real soon.
All right, man. I appreciate you, Rick, and I will see you this weekend, brother.
Warning.